My sister stole my identity, my inheritance, and my fiance. Now, she wants my kid named 32F and my wits end, utterly broken, and don't know where to turn. This is going to be a long one, so please bear with me. My entire life has been a slow motion car crash, largely orchestrated by my older sister, Sarah, 34F. For years, I've been the invisible, unloved daughter, the one who could never quite measure up to Sarah's dazzling, manipulative charm. Our parents, bless their misguided hearts, were utterly blind to it. Sarah was the golden child, the prodigy, the one who could do no wrong. I was just their IT started subtly, as these things often do. Little jabs, whispered lies, sabotaged friendships. In high school, Sarah spread a rumor that I had cheated on a major exam, nearly getting me expelled. She confessed to it years later, laughing it off as sisterly antics. Then there was the time she accidentally deleted my entire college application essay the night before it was due, claiming her cat walked across the keyboard. I had to pull an all-nighter to rewrite it, and I'm convinced the rushed quality cost me a scholarship. Our parents just told me to be more careful with backups. Sarah, of course, got into her dream school with ease. The real trouble began after our grandmother passed away 5 years ago. Nana was the only person in our family who truly saw me, who believed in me. She was a fiercely independent woman who had built a small but successful business from the ground up. Before she died, she made sure to set up a trust specifically for me, a substantial sum intended to help me start my own business, something I had always dreamed of. The catch was, it would be released on my 30th birthday. Nana knew Sarah's propensity for borrowing and forgetting to return, and she wanted to ensure I had a clean slate. She told me about it herself, a few weeks before she passed, holding my hand and looking me in the eye. "This is for you, my dear," she said. "Don't let anyone take it from you." Those words haunt me now that my 30th birthday came and went. No inheritance. I chalked it up to legal delays, paperwork. You know how these things go. I called the lawyer Nana used, Mr. Henderson, but his office told me he had retired. I called our parents, who just shrugged and said they knew nothing about it. Sarah, of course, was particularly vague, offering platitudes like, "Oh, Nana probably meant to, but never got around to it." A seed of doubt began to sprout, but I pushed it down. Sarah couldn't do something like that, could she? Around that time, I met Mark, 33M. Mark was everything I had ever wanted in a partner. Kind, funny, intelligent, and he saw me. Not Sarah's shadow, but me. We fell deeply in love, and after a year of dating, he proposed. I was over the moon. Finally, something good was happening in my life, something that Sarah couldn't touch. Our wedding was planned for next spring. We were saving up, meticulously planning every detail. Mark knew about my grandmother's inheritance, and while he never pressured me, he was excited about the prospect of us using it to open a small independent bookstore, a shared dream. Then, about 6 months ago, I started noticing strange things. Calls from banks about accounts I didn't recognize, credit card statements for purchases I hadn't made. Nothing major, just enough to be unsettling. I figure it was a data breach, a common occurrence these days. I froze my credit, changed passwords, did all the things you're supposed to do. But the calls kept coming. Finally, I went to my bank, exasperated. That's when the bomb dropped. The bank manager looked at me with a strange mixture of pity and confusion. "Ms. Harper," he began, "we've already discussed this. All your accounts are in order. And you recently opened a business account with us, didn't you? For Harper Enterprises." My blood ran cold. I had never opened a business account. I certainly hadn't opened one called Harper Enterprises. He pulled up the information, and there it was, my name, my date of birth, my social security number. But the signature, it wasn't mine. And the contact number was an unfamiliar cell phone. My mind immediately went to Sarah. A sickening feeling of dread began to consume me. I confronted Sarah. She denied everything, of course, feigning outrage. How could you accuse me of such a thing? Your own sister. Our parents, predictably, took her side, chastising me for my paranoia. But I couldn't shake the feeling. I hired a private investigator, a retired police officer named Mr. Miller, on Mark's urging. He was expensive, but Mark insisted it was worth it. We need to know the truth, he said. What Mr. Miller uncovered was a nightmare beyond my darkest imaginings. Sarah had, in fact, been systematically stealing my identity for years. She had opened credit cards in my name, taken out small loans, and even managed to intercept letters from the trust attorney. It turned out Mr. Henderson hadn't retired. He had simply been told by Sarah, impersonating me, that I was traveling abroad and wanted all communications routed through her. She had forged my signature on documents, convinced banks and lawyers she was me, and when my 30th birthday rolled around, she successfully diverted my entire inheritance into the Harper Enterprises account, an account she controlled. The money, a cool $750,000, was gone. Drained. She had spent it on lavish vacations, designer clothes, a down payment on a new luxury car, and even invested a significant portion in a questionable cryptocurrency scheme that had since collapsed. The revelation hit me like a physical blow. The inheritance wasn't just money. It was my dream, my future, Nana's legacy. Sarah had not just stolen from me. She had stolen my potential. I felt a profound sense of betrayal, a grief so deep it threatened to consume me. I showed the evidence to Mark. He was furious, his face a mask of shock and anger. He urged me to go to the police to press charges. I hesitated. She was my sister, my family, but the sheer scale of her betrayal, the cold, calculating way she had orchestrated it, hardened my resolve. I couldn't let her get away with this. The police investigation began, slow and agonizing. Sarah, cornered, eventually admitted to some of it, but painted herself as a victim of circumstance, claiming she was borrowing the money and intended to pay it back. Our parents, faced with irrefutable evidence, were still in denial. They begged me not to press charges, to keep it in the family. They offered to help Sarah pay me back, but it was clear they couldn't come up with even a fraction of what she had stolen. They wanted to protect their golden child, even at my expense. And then Mark started acting strangely. He became distant, withdrawn. He'd disappear for hours, his phone always on silent. He started canceling our date nights, always with vague excuses. My heart sank. I feared the stress of the situation was pushing him away. I tried to talk to him, to reassure him, but he just became more guarded. Point one evening, I came home early from work. The house was quiet, too quiet. I found Mark's phone on the kitchen counter, screen down. A pang of unease shot through me. I knew it was wrong, but my gut was screaming. I picked it up. A new message had just come in. It was from an unknown number. Can't wait to see you again tonight, my love. Hugs and kisses, S. My hands trembled as I opened the message. There were others, flirtatious, intimate. My blood ran cold, a familiar metallic taste filling my mouth. S. Sarah. It couldn't be. Could it? I scrolled further, my heart pounding in my chest. And then I saw them. Photos. Photos of Sarah and Mark together, kissing, laughing, in bed.m. My world shattered. Not just stolen money, not just a stolen identity, but my fiancé, my future, the one person I thought I could trust, the one person who saw me, had been having an affair with my sister. The same sister who had systematically dismantled my life that I confronted Mark. He looked like a deer caught in headlights. He tried to deny it, stammering, making excuses, but the evidence was undeniable. When I showed him the photos, his face crumpled. He admitted everything. Sarah had approached him after he had started helping me with the investigation. She had preyed on his vulnerabilities, whispering sweet nothings, offering him a better life. A life that, she hinted, would be funded by my inheritance, which she claimed was rightfully hers anyway. She had twisted the narrative, convinced him I was ungrateful, that I was letting a petty sibling squabble ruin our family. He fell for it. He said he was confused, that he didn't know what he was doing. He begged for forgiveness, swore he loved me, not her. But his words were hollow, meaningless. The next few weeks were a blur of pain and rage. I broke off the engagement, obviously. Mark moved out. Our parents, when they found out about the affair, were disappointed in both of them, but still urged me to forgive and forget for the sake of family unity. I told them exactly what I thought of their family unity and how their favoritism had enabled Sarah's destructive behavior for years. I went no contact with Sarah and severely limited contact with my parents. I was emotionally raw, financially ruined, and utterly alone. The police investigation into Sarah continued. With my cooperation and Mr. Miller's meticulous work, the case against her was solid. She was eventually arrested and charged with identity theft, fraud, and grand larceny. The legal process was excruciating, dredging up every painful memory, forcing me to relive the betrayals. But I pushed through, determined to see justice done. Sarah was eventually found guilty on most counts. Due to the scale of the fraud and her lack of genuine remorse, she received a substantial prison sentence. It wasn't the satisfaction I thought it would be. It just felt empty. The money was gone, my dreams were shattered, and the love of my life had betrayed me. I spent the last year rebuilding my life, piece by painful piece. I moved to a new city, found a new job, and started therapy. I was slowly, painstakingly healing. I made new friends, started exploring new hobbies. It was hard, but I was making progress. I was finally starting to feel a flicker of hope. Then, last week, I got a call. It was my mother. Her voice was strained, almost desperate. She told me Sarah was sick, really sick, kidney failure. She needed a transplant. And, according to my mother, I was a perfect match. My mother then launched into a tearful plea. Please, darling, she's your sister. You're the only one who can save her. Think of family. Nana would want you to do this. You have to forgive her. It's the Christian thing to do. I was stunned into silence. My sister, who stole my identity, my inheritance, and my fiancé, was now asking for my kidney. The audacity, the sheer, unmitigated gall that I told my mother, very calmly, that I would need time to think about it. I hung up the phone and just stared at the wall for a long, long time. Part of me, a tiny buried part, feels a flicker of guilt. She is my sister. We share blood. And the thought of anyone, even someone who has caused me so much pain, dying, it's a heavy burden. But then the other part of me, the part that has been trampled and betrayed and left for dead, screams in protest. Why should I give her anything? Why should I sacrifice my health, my body, for someone who deliberately tried to destroy me? She showed me no mercy, no compassion. Why should I show her any? My therapist says it's my decision, and that whatever I choose, it's valid. My new friends are horrified at the thought of me even considering it, telling me I owe her nothing, that I don't know what to do. My heart is a battlefield. I am exhausted. I'm still angry. I'm still hurt. But I'm also grappling with this immense moral dilemma. Do I save the life of the person who ruined mine? Or do I let nature take its course? Reddit, I need your advice. What would you do? Am I a monster if I refuse? Or am I finally standing up for myself? I've been staring at this screen for hours, trying to make sense of it all. The past 5 years have been a cruel joke, and now the punchline is my own organ. I feel like I'm drowning, and there's no lifeline in sight. Every time I close my eyes, I see Sarah's smug face, then Mark's remorseful one, then Nana's loving, disappointed gaze. I tried to explain all of this to my mother again. The sheer depth of the betrayal, the years of manipulation. She just kept repeating, but she's your sister. Family. As if that word, family, was a magic spell that could erase all the pain, all the damage. As if it absolves Sarah of all her sins. I even brought up Mark, asking how she could expect me to forgive someone who orchestrated an affair with my fiancé. She just waved it away, saying, boys will be boys, and Sarah just got carried away. I wanted to scream. The thought of going through surgery, recovery, all the risks involved just to benefit the person who systematically dismantled my life makes my stomach churn. I've read up on kidney donation. It's not a simple procedure. There are risks, potential long-term health implications. And for what? For a sister who has never shown me an ounce of kindness or remorse. I even considered reaching out to Mark, just to see if he had any thoughts, any regret, but I stopped myself. What good would it do? He chose his path. He chose her. And now she needs a kidney. It feels like a twisted cosmic joke that I keep thinking about Nana. She always taught me about compassion, about forgiveness. But she also taught me about self-worth, about protecting myself. Would she want me to sacrifice myself for someone who had so thoroughly abused my trust and love? I don't think so. I truly don't. I think she would be heartbroken, but she would also understand the weight of this decision is crushing me. I feel like I'm being asked to pay the ultimate price for someone else's crimes. My childhood was overshadowed by her, my young adulthood destroyed by her, and now my very body is being demanded by her. It feels like a final act of control, a last gasp of her ability to manipulate and take from me. I keep picturing her in prison, sick, frail. Does she deserve to die? No, of course not. No one deserves that. But do I deserve to be the one to save her? Is it my responsibility? I didn't cause her illness. I didn't put her in prison. She did all of that to herself, by her own choices, by her own cruel actions, that I'm so tired of being the one who gives, the one who sacrifices, the one who cleans up Sarah's messes. I'm tired of being the invisible sister, the forgotten daughter. This is my life, my body, and for the first time in a very long time, I feel like I have the right to say no. But the guilt, the societal pressure, the voice of my mother echoing in my ears, they're all fighting against me. Please tell me what to do. Give me strength. Give me clarity.